Greetings, darlings. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back with Chronic Wellness. So, I'm continuing my series on alternative methods of finding healing, and today I'm going to be talking about one that I suspect may be unfamiliar to many of you out there. I'm going to talk about the modality of sound therapy or sound healing. So, perhaps you know of Tibetan singing bowls. Maybe you've heard of having a sound bath. Some of these are synonymous with sound therapy. There are a variety of methods, techniques, and practices that relate to sound healing. It is a broad term that can be used to describe a number of different modalities. All of them involve using sound and the vibrational frequencies of sound to create healing of many different types. So I have experienced sound healing in a couple of different ways, times, places, and it has ranged from being on the floor on like a yoga mat to being on more like a massage table. And then most recently, I've experienced sound healing in two sort of floating methods. One, floating in the air by being in the silks, which are those devices that are usually used for acrobatics or for doing like yoga and stretching, where a large swath of fabric is hanging from the ceiling or from like carabiners that are attached to something really tall. And the other was in a pool where sound was being piped in beneath me as I floated. And often they include the use of Tibetan singing bowls or large crystal singing bowls. And sometimes they include gongs or drums or instruments or the human voice, and sometimes things like tuning forks. And the theory behind the practice, which has been supported with a variety of different studies, is that because our bodies are 60% water, sound vibration moves through water very effectively. And whether it is soothing and psychological release, whether it is our blood pressure, or even things like the experience of pain, many of us can experience shifts, sometimes dramatic shifts, from the experience of sound. The most recent sound healing that I experienced was that one that I described in the silks. It was a floating sound bath where I was suspended in this hammock-like structure and getting to float in space so that the sound was really all around me three-dimensionally. Since I wasn't laying on any hard surface, the sound could really penetrate. And it was conducted by a woman who discovered sound healing after she was in a car accident more than 15 years ago. And as a result of the car accident, she started experiencing chronic pain, and pretty severe chronic pain by her description. And she tried all the usual suspects, from physical therapy to medications, acupuncture, and nothing was really touching, much less resolving that pain. And she was referred to a sound healer. And with 3 treatments of sound therapy, she started experiencing dramatic relief from her pain. Now, I can't tell you that that is a typical experience, but I can tell you that healing comes in mysterious ways and that our bodies respond differently to different treatments. And for me, sound or acoustic therapy is significant. And whether it is a placebo effect or psychological, or simply because I'm someone for whom sound, and particularly musical sound, is so primal, is so deeply moving, it is a modality that that is healing and nourishing on numerous levels. And research has even found that there are particular frequencies that help our brains access different states of being. And by that, I mean, perhaps you've heard that delta is the brain state of deepest sleep, and theta is the brain state of deepest meditation. And there have been discoveries about which hertz of vibrational frequency help us access those best. So 432 hertz can help us calm anxiety, and 428 hertz, I'm not sure I'm remembering that right, can help us access the deepest sleep. And 40 hertz is different, is best for other things. So if that's something that, as I say, it just piques your curiosity, do a couple of Google searches or YouTube searches yourself and see what pops up, and try listening to tones or music at those frequencies. It's easy to seek out some of those free resources and see how it affects your nervous system or what you find when you listen to those things. So, sound healing. Have you tried it? What have been your experiences? Have you found it soothing? Have you found it healing? Has it shifted your experience of pain? If it's something that I could afford more frequently, I would do it all the time. Probably I would choose that over massage. That's how comforting, healing, nourishing, and soothing I find it to be. So sound off. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your experiences have been. Do you know someone who practices sound healing? What do you know about that modality? Sound off. And of course, as ever, like or subscribe, share this video with others who might need it. And tell me about your experiences of other alternate forms of healing. And we'll continue this conversation next week. Until we're together again, I thank you for being here, and be well.